Welcome to the Inspired by Adventure podcast, bringing you the adventure across the airwaves. Here's your host, Cole Watkins.
All right, good morning, everyone. It is April 19th and a beautiful sunny morning in Augusta, Georgia. I am Cole Watkins, and we are coming to you from our Inspired by Adventure podcast studio. And today we have another installment of Cup of Joe with CEO. How are you doing today, Wayne?
Good, Cole. Glad to take some time out and sit down with you.
Yeah, so it's been a couple months since we did our last Cup of Joe, and we've got a full list of great stuff to talk to you guys about today. So let's go ahead and jump on in. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So how about you start with the open destinations and what we have scheduled to open soon?
Yeah, I'm surprised talking to customers in different places around the world are assuming that there's not a lot of travel going on, but we're about 60% open and have been open since July with destinations with more coming online every month. So we have over 11 destinations open now and a lot of obviously, adventurers are hardy travelers, and so we've been doing great with occupancy, and the customers are great feedback on how we're handling the travel during this time.
Okay, and we have a few more destinations that are opening soon.
We do. So Thailand has announced the opening of Phuket, which is where the Thailand Aggressor comes out of this summer. Cayman has announced plans for late summer, and Kona is lifting their occupancy restrictions, so they should be open up by fourth quarter this year.
Okay, very cool, very cool. All right, and do we have any upcoming specials?
Every spring we come out with our spring fling special. So make sure you're watching our specials page on the website. That's coming up, and it's always a very generous discount for our customers.
All right. We've been hearing some rumblings about some new liveaboard destinations and yachts coming. What can you give us today?
Yeah, we've always got several in the can that we're working on. We actually have 7 new liveaboard destinations.
Wow.
That because of obviously the time we're in, things are moving at a glacial pace, but they are all moving to open in the next couple of years. And they're going to be very exciting. The one I can announce, because some of them we haven't quite finished the permit process yet, so we don't usually announce the exact destination until we're ready to start taking reservations.
Okay.
But I can announce that we have a Western Australia liveaboard called the Ningaloo Aggressor that is currently being refurbished in Southeast Asia. And so depending on when that is finished, the destination could open later this year or first of next year.
Very cool. And can we talk about the pier dive that they have there? The Ningaloo Aggressor will be doing. That's been talked about a lot.
Yeah, the Navy Pier there is rated one of the top 5 dive sites in the world, and the owners of the Ningaloo Aggressor, the licensees, have a permit to dive there. So it's going to be a great addition to our week there.
When you and I had that initial call with them back in a couple months ago, they were telling us it's a shallow dive, but they see dozens of different nudibranchs and all kind of things. Do you know what all our guests should be able to see?
Piers around the world are just amazing dives because they create their own ecosystem. So it doesn't have to be 60, 80 feet for you to experience some amazing critters and encounters on the dive. Ningaloo also has resident whale sharks, resident manta rays. I mean, it's going to be an incredible destination for us.
Wow. I can't wait to see the footage from that. All right, and then let's see, river cruises. What's the latest with Aggressor River Cruises?
Yeah, so we've got 2 river cruises that we've been working on. Again, during this time, it's a little slow going, getting everything completed.
Sure.
But we'll be adding a second one to the Nile. Right now we're going from Luxor to Aswan. Right. The second one will go from Cairo down to Luxor. So if you want to do back to back, you could do that entire part of the Nile, or of course do them before or after you're out on the liveaboard. And the second one is in Bangkok. So we'll be seeing, it'll be an amazing destination for us to see not only the current temples and palaces, but all the archaeological sites of the ancient temples over there that are along the river there north of Bangkok.
Wow, great. And are these some of the franchisees that own some of the liveaboards as well?
It is. So a lot of our licensees have seen the success we're having with safari lodges and river cruises, and have been eager to expand into those brands.
It's nice to see that because they already know the Aggressor standards, so they know what we're expecting, and We know they're going to be able to deliver
Absolutely. And we know them and know they can uphold that standard.
That's right. Awesome. Okay. What about safari lodges?
Yeah, so we are working on one in Costa Rica. It was supposed to have opened last year, but of course it was delayed. So the first test run of it will be this fall, and Les Stroud, Survivor Man, will be the host of it. And it's going to be on the Pacific side in Costa Rica, just north of Corcovado National Park, which will be part of the tour of the Safari Lodge.
And what are all the activities scheduled for them to be doing while they're there?
Well, a lot of it's going to be in the national park, seeing all the wildlife there, but we love to add morning cultural tours to all of our destinations. So they'll be doing some of the local small towns and restaurants for lunch over there with local foods, and it's going to be a great week on the Pacific side of Costa Rica.
And don't they also see some kayaking? They do some kayaking in the mangroves, and don't they do the alligator tour, or is it crocodile?
Yeah, we'll have kayaking. If you want to do zip lining, we'll have that available. They have some easy hikes through some of the rainforest over there. So going to be a very diverse safari experience.
So you did say 2 safari lodges. What's the other one?
There's another one's going to be an amazing experience. Again, we're not quite finished with the permits. We're close, but it's going to be in an area with a lot of big cats, monkeys, a lot of bird life. It's going to be a great experience, and a lot of cultural experiences there from ancient times as well.
Okay, very cool. All right. And speaking of Les Stroud, he does have an upcoming show that's going to be filmed in Belize. What's the latest on that?
So Les Stroud has a series called Wild Harvest, and he goes out with a chef and they forage and collect enough food to create a gourmet meal out of locally. And so he's going to film 2 of those shows while he's on board the Belize Aggressor this fall, and using lionfish, crabs, conch, lobster, coconuts, anything that we can forage locally down there.
That's going to be very interesting. And we do have a sweepstakes winner who won a trip to go on that trip, won the free trip to go with you guys on that.
That's correct.
That's awesome. So if you guys have not seen, we are doing monthly sweepstakes and treasure hunt promotions on our website and Facebook, partnering a lot with Aqua. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Aqua has been a great partner of ours for years and years, and very willingly donates a lot of these items for these sweepstakes and treasure hunts. So we'll be, like we did last year, we'll be doing one every month. 1 month will be a treasure hunt on our website for gear or gift certificates. And the second one will be a sweepstakes for major Aqualung gear, including BCs, regulators, etc.
We love doing these treasure hunts on our website too, but our people are finding them so fast that we got to start hiding them even harder, because we come up with 5 clues and we don't even get to clue 3 before somebody's snagged it. But it's a lot of fun to do. Well, let's talk. Let's move over to occupancy. So people are traveling now. What's the latest with Aggressor's occupancy?
Yeah, we're almost full at every destination that's traveling. A lot of dive stores have come back to making reservations, even short term, even in the next couple months. So if you're ready to go traveling, I would recommend you go to your local dive store, see what they're offering, and hop on a trip.
Okay. And what about travel shows? How are they resuming?
They're starting back up. Right now, we have Chicago and DC that are scheduled and said that they will go on because the local regulations allow it. Our biggest industry trade show of the year is DEMA, and that's coming up this November. And they say it's going to be in Vegas, and Vegas has lifted the restriction for large gatherings. And so it's right now it's scheduled to go on, and we're excited to be there and get back meeting all of our customers.
Okay. And since we're talking about occupancy, let's go ahead and talk about the travel bubble in Palau. So we have some encouraging news coming on that front.
Yeah, Palau is testing the waters with being able to travel. Palauans traveling to Taiwan and Taiwanese traveling to Palau as kind of their test bubble to open and for tourism and see how it goes. So that's exciting that they've announced some plans to start with visitors.
Okay. Okay. What about Maldives? They've had a recent change in their travel requirements.
Yeah, so just like Belize, they have now said if you have been vaccinated, you don't have to show a negative test on entry. So that obviously removes one hurdle that some people have if they're having problems trying to find a testing facility. Do check with the airline because some of the airlines are requiring a negative test, even if you have been vaccinated. So it's important that you look at not only the country regulation, but the airline you might be flying.
How do you have to show proof of that, by the way, with the airlines, proof of the vaccination?
You show your vaccination card
Okay.
from whatever country you're from.
Okay. All right. And then what are you experiencing with the airports lately?
You know, I've been to Egypt. I've been to Belize a couple of times. It's the only difference is that you're wearing a mask
Okay.
when you're not eating or drinking. The airports themselves, everything's flowing fine. On the airlines, there's really been no changes. Other than if you're not eating or drinking, you just have your mask on. So it's been pretty normal other than that for me.
Okay. Okay. And let's talk about the return testing because not everyone knows exactly what Aggressor is offering for our customers when they're wrapping up their trips.
Yeah, depending on what country you're from, you might, like the US, you might have a requirement to have a return test to come back in if you haven't been vaccinated or you haven't recently had COVID and are allowed to return without a test. And so every destination we have that's open has testing that comes to the destination, does the test, and you get it's a rapid test, and you get the results back in a couple hours, and then you just show that at the airport before you board, and you're good to go.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. We do have a new boutique site that's coming to Aggressor. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we've we sell a lot of clothing and hats and cups and mugs on our website, t-shirts, and so we try to continue to keep it upgraded and refreshed. So we've just revamped the entire boutique website. Hopefully, it's a lot more appealing and a lot more easy to navigate and find what you're looking for. And of course, you can get no matter what you want to get on there, you can get whatever destination logo on there. Either before your trip if you want to take something with you, or when you come back, you can order and get that logo on there.
Very cool. And the one thing we haven't talked about yet that's still here on our list is that repeat travelers will see some new changes on board.
Yeah, so we looked early on before any of the destinations even started opening or talking about what opening requirements might be of what our procedures were that we could change and make everything a little safer for our customers. So one thing we did was we bought backpack foggers for every destination. So they go through every room, every cabin, the salon, the lounge, everywhere on the boat and fog with a solution to kill any virus that might be in there. And the fogging helps because it gets in all the nooks and crannies and places that you can't just wipe down. We also eliminated buffets, so it's all served food now.
Okay.
To help from any cross-contamination. Nitrox, we still, if you're a nitrox diver, we check your nitrox, but the staff member does it and then tells you what it is, or you can observe them doing it, and then you still write down in your log an initial, but that way only one person is handling the nitrox analyzer.
The nitrox concierge, huh?
Nitrox concierge.
All right. And ultraviolet lights, what about that?
Yeah, we were adding these way before the pandemic started, but we upped the schedule and adding ultraviolet lights to all of our air conditioning units to help kill any pathogens and viruses that are in the maybe in the air, and it eliminates it from every space on board.
Yeah, that's something I was not aware of. So when we're talking about that, that's very interesting and a very cool perk, I think. And then photo rentals.
Yeah, we've found that more and more people that want to take photographs underwater are bringing their own cameras. So it's rare that we were renting any of our cameras on board. So we're eliminating that, and we don't think it's a reduction in service. We actually think it's going to help the photo pros give more time to those that bring their own cameras, more ability to help them with their underwater photography skills.
Okay. Very cool. Well, that is everything we got on our list today, and I appreciate you taking time to talk with us. There's a lot of exciting things, and I know our listeners will be interested in hearing our next Cup of Joe with CEO, so they can actually get some destinations once the contracts, the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed.
Yeah, I'm glad to spend some time updating everybody on where we're at.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. We'll see you guys next time for a Cup of Joe with CEO. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning into the Inspired by Adventure podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you haven't already, please subscribe through iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. See you next time.